But if you were to pick like, what's the baseline stuff? If you got a butt pack, what goes in it?
All right, so I'm going to use a one shepherd scenario. So again, like we've already addressed, everything's mission specific, right? But I will give you an example for one shepherd, and this is held true for most of the semesters. At the very end of a one shepherd semester, you do what's called a FTX, your field training exercise, and that's kind of like the final culminating event at the end. So it's like you learned all this stuff leading up to it, and then at the end you do this FTX, kind of oriented towards what you learned earlier in the week. That's how they write the scenarios. It's not a guarantee it's going to go like that, but you know. So what I always do when I'm like the assigned as the patrol leader, meaning I'm essentially the head honcho of one of the sides, either blue 4 or off 4, I tell these guys that in your butt pack you will have your poncho and or your Gore-Tex top. Okay, so that covers your rain wear. You will also have one complete chow. So you get issued MREs in the One Shepherd Leadership Institute. So I had those dudes field strip their MRE. So it's like what you need out of the MRE and nothing more. So you have your Gore-Tex top, one field stripped MRE, and then I tell them you'll have an extra pair of socks. Okay, so they'll take like a Ziploc bag or like the Ziploc freezer bag. They'll put an extra pair of socks in there, and then there might be some other token items added to that. Might have like one guy tasked with, hey, you're going to have a VS-17 air panel in your butt pack, so make sure that's in your. And then you're going to carry an extra smoke in yours, and so on and so forth. So you got to remember, like, your butt pack's not a big ass assault pack or main pack. It's a small thing, but just having those few items prepares you for at least 24 hours of operations. And that's came into play essentially every FTX that I've been the patrol leader. We've had a situation where we've had to pull out of those butt packs for whatever reason, weather reasons. Hey, we're in the middle of a long patrol and it started raining, so we're busting out our Gore-Tex top. There was one time where we were doing this area defense FTX, and the enemy hit us very early in the attack. And this last one we just did. And literally they hit us. It's kind of hard to explain this without going like way down a rabbit hole, but there's respawn times in one shepherd, right? So if you get killed, you got to wait till your respawn time. Well, the respawn times were like every 2 hours. So they literally hit us right at our respawn time. And so we had like half our unit was dead, right? And they had to sit in this dead zone for 2 hours. And it was like, guys were getting hungry and stuff. And it's like, hey, you got a freaking MRE in your butt pack, bust it out. Now's your time to eat uninterrupted because you're dead, right? You got to wait for 2 hours. So that's an example. It could be whatever. It's very unit or team specific, but kind of as a baseline to go off of, I always make sure I have a wet weather item in there, i.e. your Gore-Tex top and poncho, at least one field strip chow, and then at least one pair of socks. And then everything else after that is kind of like, okay, what does the team need? Let's spread load these items and just work off that.
Okay. Yeah, and that makes sense to me. I was thinking probably cleaning kit as something I would throw in there too.
Yeah.